Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashemi Hawashai. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and salutations to the Akim Master on the four corners, teaching the truth and sincerity. This is Tasha Raquah Amath coming at you with a quick hit. Seeing, through news and media and, people that's doing freedom of speech on YouTube, how, the Most High's plans coming into fruition. This is Ezekiel 38:11. I'm just going to start hitting the key points, and I'm going to, how about Shemel Shah willing, play a video at the end just to culminate everything together. But without further ado, this is Ezekiel 38:11. It says, Salakia 38:8. After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years. Thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always wasted, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. All right, this is talking about, this is Babylon, because at the beginning of Babylon, they went and got the children of Israel to build up Babylon, and now it's a melting pot of many people. And it's a great mountain. I'm gonna drop down to 11. Real quick. It says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest. This is Yahweh Shemi Hawashai speaking. Because he's going to bring the further destruction of Babylon. So like I'm going to continue. It says, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having their bars nor gates. All right. So like this place, America, this great city, Babylon, it's dwelling without care right now. You can look all around the world. You see Russia, preparing the masses of their people. Japan just did a drill, where they moved their people, to places, of safety if anything popped off. But what you have to understand is Japan has already had, Esau come in and just lay waste to two of their cities. So Japan's, trying to get prepared. But America is just a lot of people walking around not giving a fuck. Salaki for my speech. Women, gadding abroad, just living the life. But I'm gonna drop to 12. It says, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand unto the desolate places that are now inhabited. If you go through the history, you can see that America was never inhabited until this last, Salakia, from the 1500s or the late 1400s so America has just became, a great civilization, but it's a melting pot of all nations coming into one. All right, so it doesn't have its own inhabitants except for the so-called Native Americans, which Esau came in and decimated them, from whenever he found out there was land over here. But so like I'm going to continue in 12. It says, turn thine hand unto the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations. So that's the melting pot, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. So America became great. Babylon the Great became great, because they gathered all the nations and all the people and was like, hey, this is your country now. But, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is about to, drop all that real quick. I'm going to jump to this video real quick. Just to further edify.
This is Damu 7, and this is a big time heads up for a massive drill that's going to be going down on the east coast of the United States and the Gulf of Mexico, as you can see here. And this is one they've been kind of quiet about, I think, ever since they had their big drills. In regards to Jade Helm, it caught so much attention from people, and they got so much backlash from it and concern, people looking into it, that the moves they've made since, they've tried to keep completely under wraps. And to be honest with you, on the East Coast, there hasn't been, that I can remember, a drill this massive. And what I mean by that is this is stretching literally from Canada to Mexico. Every square inch of our coastline is involved here. Even though not every bit is cordoned off as you see here, you can guarantee these areas are in this as well. There's going to be action and activity here, but they're focusing on the panhandle of Florida, and right off the coast up here, Long Island, Manhattan, Jersey, right there. 2 target areas. This is going to cover 2.6 million square miles of land and sea along the coastline, and this is what they are dubbing Atlantic Fleet Training and Testing Phase 3. They apparently did 2 years of an environmental study on this from 2009 to 2011. They got the go-ahead up to this point. All they need is the Navy Secretary to sign off, but the issue with that is they're waiting on Trump to have one officially put into place, and that's where that sits in terms of a secretary. But the whole plan for this, the whole war game, is in motion, and this is really looking to roll out in 2018. They are not giving any specific dates, locations with dates, anything like that. All we have is what they've left on their public websites. They've done a study area. I mean, they have everything here. What they're planning to do. They're planning to use acoustics, weapons underwater. They're planning on blowing things up. They admit they're going to take out some sea life, but that's what the study was for, they're saying. They don't plan to target whole species or anything like that, but there is going to be some big explosions. They're going to be using active sonar. This is a look at passive sonar. What that does is listen in to noises underwater. But with the technology getting better and better, these subs are stealthy that they could fire off a shot before they could pick it up with passive. So they have to use active sonar technology, which basically goes out and pings an object and comes back. And they're going to be doing this on the coastline. Like I said, you can see here, and you can come and look at their maps, see all the areas that they've targeted. You can look at the legends. You can see exactly what they're saying. Specific areas near civilian ports. So we're going to end up seeing big time drills here within the next year or so in these areas.
So with that, it just further edification that Esau is getting ready to ramp